and your baby will be just fine. Don't let these Instagram pages and these Instagram perfect moms make you think that you have to breastfeed if that's not what you think is best for you. If y'all look at those comments, I had to turn the comments off on that ear piercing video for Corey because they were like dragging me. Like, why are you doing that to your baby? Your baby should be able to have a choice. Like, you're wrong for this. Hey y'all, it's Q. I'm back again with another video. So today is going to be short and sweet and to the point. I am about to do a video telling y'all how I feel about different parenting habits, parenting debates. So if I'm looking at my phone, I have like the questions or whatever on my phone. And I'm gonna just go through and give y'all the rundown of what I think, and yeah, that's that. So the first one on here is, do I believe in vaccinations for my kids? So, yes. So I do think that kids should get their vaccinations, like as far as like the vaccinations that they need for school. There is a shot though that I did research on. I can like insert the name in the in my description box or something. There's one shot where there was like not experiments, but scientists found that it can cause autism in African American boys. So I opted out to get that shot. But other than that, yeah, I do think that they should get their shots. I just think it's better. And then I also want our kids to go to public school. And now it's like you have to have shots to even go to school. The only thing I'm not doing is the COVID vaccine for my kids. They're not old enough anyway for the COVID vaccine yet. But I just feel like I need to do a little bit more research on it. I need to see what's in it. And then like we can talk about it. But Corey is pretty much all anti-vaccine. So it's always a debate when it's time for them to get shots. He wants to know exactly what they're getting, why they're getting it, do they really need it, what are the side effects. And I feel like that's fair. Second one is breastfed or bottle fed. Okay, so to be honest, I don't really care. Like, I feel like you have to do what's best for your mental health and what's best for your baby. So me, for example, with Cannon, I tried breastfeeding in the hospital and I was like, like, I don't know. I just feel like breastfeeding is such a selfless thing, if that makes sense. Like, you really have to put your body on the line, your life on the line. Like, you got to watch what you eat. And it hurts. Like, I don't think people really understand. Like, they always say, I fought through it and got through and I've been breastfeeding for a month. Like, that month that you fought through, like, your nipples cracking and like it's raw, and then like when the baby like latches, to be honest, it kind of feels like they have teeth because they latch so hard, and they I just didn't like it. So with Cannon, I said, you know what, I think it's just best for me to get you some formula, because I started to like dread when it was time for him to eat. Like, I wanted to cry. That's how like it hurt so bad. So Cannon was on formula. And then when I had Corey, I breastfed for about 3 months before I switched over to formula. And the main reason why I decided to like stick it out and try with her was because Cannon was always sick. Like, if somebody around him had a runny nose, he had a runny nose. If somebody around him was sick, like, he was always at the doctor. He was always missing daycare because he was just always sick. So in my mind, I'm like, and then I had a friend. So my friend Shania, she decided to breastfeed. She breastfed with her son all the way until he was 1. I think he got his first cold when he was 1. Not to say it was all because of breastfeeding, because he didn't go to daycare as well. But in my mind, I'm like, I need to see if I breastfeed, will Corey not be as sick as Cannon was. And she actually didn't really get sick that much. I had like breastfed for about 3 months and I pumped. So even when I stopped breastfeeding, I had a lot of milk like stored in the freezer that was frozen. So she had breast milk for a good amount of time, and she definitely did not get sick as much. So I ended up doing the same thing with Cash, and he hasn't really gotten sick as much either. So I definitely do see the benefits of breastfeeding, but I just feel like you still have to do what's best for you. If it's affecting your mental health, if you feel like you cannot feed your child, or you don't want to feed your child because of the pain or the agony of doing it, girl, go get you some formula. Your baby's still gonna grow. Just find them the right one. Make sure they don't have a milk allergy or nothing crazy like that, and your baby will be just fine. Don't let these Instagram pages and these Instagram perfect moms make you think that you have to breastfeed if that's not what you think is best for you. And also, breastfeeding, you can't really go too far. I mean, you could pump or whatever, but breastfed babies are a lot more attached to their mom. Me, I have 3 under 3, or I had 3 under 3 because Canada will be 4 this year. But I sometimes like them to go to their grandma's house for the weekend. I don't want to get rushed back or be having their grandma stressed because they laying on her and they want their mom and all. Like, nah, it just wasn't for me. But that's not to say that it's not for the next person. To each his own. So that's my take on breastfed or bottle fed. Pacifier or no pacifier? I'm a pacifier mom. All my kids have had pacifiers. They like the Nook pacifiers. I usually take them around 14 months. That's what I don't like. If your child is walking around running, jumping, playing, and telling you no when you tell them to do something, you need to let that pacifier go, sis. Like, that is the craziest thing to me. Like, I don't like that. But as far as like them being kids and having pacifiers, I usually like take them around like 14, 15 months. Cash is the baby, so I might let him hold on to his a little longer. But yeah, I just feel like once they bite in the pacifier and talking, running, playing, and jumping, they don't need that. It's just a comfort thing. So that leads me to the next topic, which is the cry it out method. I go back and forth about this, okay? Because when it comes to the pacifier, baby, you just gonna have to cry, baby. I'm sorry. Like, I will comfort you. I will hold you. I will give you your bottle of milk. I will give you your bottle of juice. We could get something to eat. But when it comes to that pacifier, baby, you just gonna have to cry. Like, I just don't. I don't know. Like, but again, to each his own. Like, and to say, I don't just snatch it from them one day and let them cry. That's not what I'm saying. Let me run it back. So, with all my kids, they'll have the pacifier whenever they want. When I start taking the pacifier away from them, I stop bringing it to daycare. So they won't have it all day at daycare. And I've never really actually, now that I think about it, I don't even think the daycare providers ever said like, oh, you forgot the passy, or oh, where's his passy, because they're so occupied at daycare that they don't really need it. So yeah, I just stopped bringing it to daycare and I let them have it at night. So then, like, after like a couple weeks of them just having it at nighttime, then I like let them go to sleep with their bottle or a little bit, and I just start easing the pacifier out. But like, you know, sometimes they're gonna cry for it at night. Like, I want my pacifier. No, you just comfort them, and like, you just don't even acknowledge that the pacifier even exists. But as far as like nighttime, like cry it out method, when I'm doing sleep training with my kids, as far as them sleeping in the room at night, like, I'll let them cry for a little bit. I might go make sure they're okay, tell them they're okay. I might cut on a cartoon or two and let them cry. But as far as just like letting your kid cry for like 30 minutes non-stop screaming and you just acting like you don't hear it, that's not, I just think you should just like at least let your kid know that you acknowledging that they crying, because that's like communication, I feel like, in a sense. So like, if they keep crying and crying and crying, and then they realize that nobody's ever going to come to their rescue when they really need something, or when they really hurt, they might not cry, I guess. I don't know, but that's the only times my kids really cry, is when I take the pacifier, or like when they gotta go to bed, and I like comfort them like, hey, like, you know, you don't have to yell, it's time to go to bed, watch your cartoons, tuck them in their little blanket, and I go by my night. Like, and I feel like it only takes like 5 days, because after 5 days, everybody, like, Cash is about to be 1, and he just fell in line with the routine. He know I go lay in my bed, I get my bottle, my pacifier next to me, and I'm gonna lay down and go to sleep. So I think it just depends on the parent and the routine. Co-sleeping. I do not do co-sleeping after 3 months. 3 months is the cut off, okay? Like, granted, Sometimes Cannon will wake up in the middle of the night and come in our room and sleep in here. But as far as just like falling asleep in our room, no. At 3 months, I start doing sleep training. I will put you in your bath, give you your bottle, cuddle with you a little bit, and you go in your room. If you wake up in the middle of the night, I might give you a bottle, change your diaper, whatever you need, and then you go back into your bedroom or, you know, your crib. I don't really have anything against co-sleeping. I just feel like it's not for me. Like, I can't really sleep peacefully with my kid in the middle of us, or our kid in the middle of us. I cannot, like, you know, like sometimes you just want to spoon with your man or cuddle with your man or watch a movie with your man. Like, I do not want to watch Power at midnight with our 3 kids in the bed with us. That's just not my thing. And I feel like it would be different if we had 1 kid, because I can say when we just had Cannon, he slept with us a lot more. But still, at 3 months, we were sleep training him in the crib. We just were way more lenient on if he fell asleep in the room with us, then he would get to stay there. But yeah, I just don't like close sleeping. That's not for me. It's, you know, to each his own. Child leashes. Hell no. Like, that's still the weirdest thing ever to me. Like, I used to work at this company and they had these twin boys. They were like 3 or 4, and their grandparents, ooh, the focus. I hope it wasn't like that the whole video, because I'm not recording this over. What was I saying? I done lost my damn train of thought. Oh, so I worked for this company and we had these twin boys or whatever. Granted, they were a little wild, but all little boys are wild. So when they would pick them up to take them to the car, they would have like these backpack leashes where they could like hold on to them and like pull them back if they ran too far. And I used to always think in my head, like, this is insane. This is like absolutely insane. I just did not, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It makes me think that, like, you think your kid is like your pet. Like, come here. Come, like, pulling the leash. Like, I don't like that. Just hold your kid hand, or teach them how to hold your hand, or teach them how to, like, walk next to you, or put their ass in a stroller. You could bring a stroller into the daycare and get your kid if you feel like they're gonna run in the street or something. Like, I don't know. I don't like that. Routine or no routine? Definitely routine. If you're a mom and you don't have a routine, I know that you probably look crazy all day, every day. You probably want to slit your wrist. Like, yeah, you gotta have a routine. Like, kids need a routine, parents need a routine. Like, everybody just has to have a routine. It's better. Like, that's how kids learn things. That's how you make things go smoother in the morning, in the afternoon, on the way to school, like after school, bedtime, bath time. Like, kids just need a routine to have like everyday regular functioning. And I learned that early. Like, I started creating a routine for Cannon and I saw that it was successful. So then when I had 2 more kids, I'm like, yeah, they definitely got to fall in line with the routine. Yes, the more kids you have, everything takes a little longer, but it's still more effective and you aren't as frantic and stressed and anxious and tired and overwhelmed, because over time your kids will kind of complete the routine for you and you don't have to do that much. So yeah, I'm definitely for a routine. Baby wearing. I'm for baby wearing. I have extremely large, what did I just say? I have had extremely large babies, so after about 3 to 4 months, I can't really baby wear anymore because my back will be like this, like hunched over, and then my boobs get so big also when I have kids. So, but I feel like it does help. Like, Mackenzie was really spoiled at one point, so like washing bottles or like, you know, cooking or just cleaning up around the house, baby wearing has definitely got me through some tough times when Corey was working the overnight shift. But it hurts your back too, so it just depends. Or maybe I had a cheap one, but it was like $49 from Target, so that's not really cheap to me. But it was hurting my back. I remember one time Cannon was in one. He had like a gray one. I don't know what the brand that was that I had, but I had like moved a certain way one time and it was like it like ripped a little bit. I never used it again. I'm like, my baby gonna fall on his head. He gonna drop off this thing. Ear piercing. I'm for ear piercing. If y'all watch my previous videos, y'all can see. But also, if y'all look at those comments, I had to turn the comments off on that ear piercing video for Corey because they were like dragging me. Like, why are you doing that to your baby? Your baby should be able to have a choice. Like, you're wrong for this. Like, and the video got like 300,000 views and it's only like a 45-second video. But like, people were really upset with me because I got my daughter's ears pierced, saying that like I should have waited until she got to pick. But I feel like as a parent and having your own kid, that's the whole like thing about having a kid. You can choose what you want to teach them, to do for them, to like, I didn't really understand that. That was like super weird to me, so I just turned the comments off. And then I also feel like it's a contradiction because I should have chose, like I should have let my daughter choose whether she get her ears pierced or not. So do I let a 5-month-old or however old she was, like, do I let her pick her school too and pick her shoes and pick out her clothes that early? Like, we all pick and choose what we want to do for our kids or what we want our kids to have. So I don't really see the big deal. And then she barely even cried. Like, when it comes to my boys, it's up to debate. Like, Cannon has one of his ears pierced and I love it, but then Cash doesn't have his ears pierced at all. So it just depends. Like, every kid is different, every parent is different, but I see nothing wrong with getting their ears pierced. Like, it's fine. It's like, unless you go somewhere and they like do a botched job. But my kids have never had problems with their ear piercings, changing them, cleaning them, anything. Like, it's been fine. They probably don't even notice that they're there at this point. And then Cash, he just didn't get them because just with the pandemic and the person having to be all in his face and just all of that, I just feel like it's not even worth the hassle right now or the anxiety of it. But who's to say he won't get his ears pierced in the future? Like, I don't know. I'm not against it. Circumcision, I believe in circumcision. Both my boys are circumcised. You know, I feel like that just goes back to parents having the right to choose and decide what they want for their kids. I had just did research online when I was pregnant with Cannon, just about like the health concerns when the penis isn't circumcised, and I just thought that that would be best for them. So Corey and I did what we thought would be best. Oh, so this is the last one. I saved the best for last. I didn't even see it. So, spanking. What is my opinion on spanking? So, I feel like as a kid, I definitely got spankings. Like, without a doubt. From my grandma, my mom, my dad, my aunt sometimes when I was acting up. But I've always just got, like, hit on my butt. Like, they would, like, pop my butt. Or my grandma had, like, a ruler. Like, a little ruler that you used to use for paint. She would pop my hand. I just feel like I'm at the point now with my kids where I could give them a certain look, like, or stand up to go like, all right, I told you that you wasn't going. Or my new thing now is, like, if they're whining, like, and it's like no reason, I know nothing is wrong, they're just whining because they're tired, I'll be like, all right, it's time to go take a nap, it's time to go take a nap. They stop whining immediately, like, so fast. But yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with, like, popping your kid on the butt. Like, if they do something wrong or something that's unsafe or something that you think that, you know, you told them so many times and they're, like, not understanding, or, like, popping their hand if they try to touch the stove or touch the iron, or pop their hand if they, like, say a curse word or something like that, you know, to teach them. But I'm not with that whole getting a belt to beat my kid, or like, I just feel like we're at a generation now where you really don't have to do all of that. Like, you kind of just need to figure out what motivates your kid to behave and just use that kind of against them, and they will listen. Because, like, our kids have iPads. I'll take the iPads, or I'll be like, all right, let's take a nap, and then they straighten right up. Like, but it's definitely been a process, especially with Corey. She tests your gangster for real. Like, she really tests your gangster. So it's definitely been a process. But yeah, I feel like all of these questions, maybe y'all just wanted to know my personal opinion, because I feel like it's to each his own. It's not really any, like, wrong answer. As long as your kids are loved and well taken care of, and are happy, then I mean that means you're doing a damn good job, because that's how I look at it. Like, my kids are so happy, they love their life, they get hype when I pick them up from school, they get hype when their dad walk in the house from work. Like, they're genuinely happy and healthy kids. So I just feel like that's a representation of us, that we've been great parents to them thus far. So that's pretty much my take on everything. Please like, comment, and subscribe this video. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know if y'all liked it. Let me know if you have different opinions. Just let me know. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.
823, how you do that? 823, how you do that?